My channel is called My Unbalanced Life, and when you hear my story, you will see why I decided to call my channel that.
Check it out. Check it
Hi YouTube, my name is Tamoka Marquis, and this is my very first video that I'm going to post to my channel. My channel is called My Unbalanced Life, and when you hear my story, you will see why I decided to call my channel that. So again, well, first of all, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for choosing to click on my video. As you can see, the title is My Family and I Are About to Be Homeless. And that's not clickbait, like that is real life-ish. Like, we are really on the verge of being homeless. We have no certain place to go, but we have to leave our home that we've been in for the past 3 years, and I have no idea where we're gonna go. I've been stressing about this. I have been praying about this. I have been turmoiling over this. I have been trying to plan for this, but it just seems like no matter what I do or try to do, nothing is working out. And I don't know why. I don't understand. I mean, I kind of understand how I got to this point, but like just now, why nothing is like happening that will allow me to actually be able to do anything about my situation. And I know you probably think like, what the world are you talking about? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so here's a little background about me. I am pretty much a single mom. I got divorced last year in September, and that was my choice because I was tired, had been tired for a long time of carrying somebody that, and always being the one to take care of the family, that's worried about the family, and it's still kind of that situation. And it's just very complicated. There's a lot of moving parts, and I take responsibility for my part in how everything that has transpired. So basically, I have 3 kids. I have a 16-year-old, and I have a 6-year-old or a 16-year-old son, a 6-year-old son, and a 4-year-old daughter. My daughter was diagnosed with kidney cancer in February, earlier this year in February. I also take care of both of my parents. My father has dementia. His is not really bad, like where he don't remember who we are and all that type of stuff, or he's wandering and things like that. But it's just bad where he can't remember anything. Like, he can't remember what just transpired a few minutes ago, or yesterday, or weeks ago, whatever, anything like that. His short-term memory is bad. His long-term memory is starting to fade as well. He cannot drive, but he can't remember that he can't drive. My mom has had a lot of health issues for the past few years. Um, Forgive me if I start to cry. She is, she's currently on hospice at home, and that was because she was diagnosed with end-stage renal disease. Before that, she had, first of all, it started with diabetes. She's had years of diabetes. She's been diabetic since she was pregnant with me. And she never, stopped being diabetic because she never took it seriously, and she never, just did what she was supposed to do so that she didn't have to be diabetic anymore. And so years of uncontrolled type 2 diabetes, not, taking medication when she was supposed to, and all of that has, now all these other illnesses that started to develop, and she, had high blood pressure, and then she developed heart disease and coronary artery disease, and what's the other one? Congestive heart failure and kidney disease, and chronic kidney disease, and then that developed into end-stage renal disease. So when she got to that point, she's still up until this point, and it has been especially for the past few years, has been in and out of hospital. And she's also she's had several strokes and TIAs and heart attack. So, she's been in and out of the hospital for the past few years. Her and my father have been living with me for the past year. And when her kidney doctor told her that she might have to go on dialysis or needed to go on dialysis, she refused. So her primary care provider told us that, well, since she doesn't want to do dialysis, that because of that diagnosis, she would be eligible to go on hospice, and we could get, extra help with her at home, like, as far as home, kind of just the things that she needs at home to make her comfortable, because eventually, like, all of her organs and all that kind of stuff is going to start shutting down if she doesn't get the help that she needs. So she's on hospice now, and since she got on hospice, she decided that she didn't want to take any of her medication for anything anymore. So now her health is really, really fading fast, and I don't know. I believe she may have had another TIA or stroke, because her memory is like gone. Her ability to really think is gone. She doesn't really respond and can't remember things, and this has been a lot. So with me, that's my 3 kids, both my parents, that's 5, that's plus me, that's 6 people, and then my ex-husband still lives here with us. Our relationship is very, very, very complicated. To me, it's very toxic, and I have tried to get away from this man all the way, including divorcing him, but he just refuses to let me go. And at the same time, I appreciate that type of person being there for me, like, that does not want to let me go, especially right now with all that I have going on. Like, it actually helps me to have him here and have that mental and emotional support. Okay, where was I? So I appreciate him. He's kind of like a necessary evil, I guess you can say. I don't know, it's just because we've been together for like 12 years, and he's become like my best friend. So while I appreciate his friendship and the support that he does give, as a partner or being in a relationship, it just does not work for me, because I come from a type of family where my not that my father wasn't necessarily breadwinner, but he was the man. Like, he paid the majority, or like the big major bills, at least, rent or mortgage. And excuse me, um he wanted to be that man, and to be with somebody who doesn't even really know what their role is, or know like what he's supposed to do as a man, as a provider, as a father, as a husband, or a partner, boyfriend, or whatever he wants to call himself. It's just, it doesn't sit well with me, and I keep telling him that over and over, like, it's not working. But he just doesn't, he keeps thinking that he can be whatever I need him to be, and I don't know. So I got him, in the pocket, I guess you can call it. So now why we are, on the verge of being homeless is, so I bought my house in 2018, on the end of March of 2018. And I was working full time, had been working for 2 years at the same job. And it's like at March 2018. And then I had gastric sleeve surgery in April of 2018. So not too long after I bought my house and moved in. After having that surgery, I don't know if it like kind of had something, if it changed my chemical makeup or something, or my, but I just really, and my job too had a lot to do with it. It was like a really high stress job. And really the job necessarily wasn't high stress, it's just management was very stressful. And all the stuff that I just mentally just could not take it anymore. And I decided to take short-term disability. And then it turned from short-term disability to like, I had so much anxiety just even thinking about returning back to work. So I was trying to get long-term disability, but they denied me because I had started a work from home business, while I was out on leave. But they denied me, saying that, based on because they went on my Facebook and my social media pages and stuff, and based on the information that they found, that I was sound enough to return back to work. Okay, yeah, I didn't say that I can't work at all. I said I don't want to work I didn't want to work, for this particular job or position. And then just working in the office, even thinking about going, like, it would just give me so much anxiety. I was diagnosed with a few different things while I was on leave, and that was a lot for me to try to take in, because I had never ever been told that I was bipolar or any of that stuff before. So therefore, I was, my long-term disability got denied, and I just could not fathom going back to work. So I ended up letting my job go, and I was trying to do like, work from home stuff and blah blah blah. So that was the rest of 2018. I went on leave in October of 2018, and so the rest, I was on short-term disability from October to like March of 2019. And then the rest of that year I was doing like, like a lot of self-employment stuff, like Uber, I did Lyft, I was doing DoorDash, Instacart, like all that different stuff, and some other stuff that I can't necessarily speak on right now. So I wasn't sleeping with people for money, none of that type of stuff, or selling drugs, but I had some other stuff going on. So anyway, I would say I had someone sending me money. So anyway, where was I? So that was all, the rest of 2019. And then I got the end of 2019, I got offered a job in West Palm Beach, Florida. I live in Northeast Florida. And then, so I was offered a full-time job in West Palm Beach, Florida. I got the job. The job started in January of 2020. And then, I thought I was doing well and everything. I can't really say that I thought I was doing well, like, as far as training and stuff goes, but whenever there was anything for them to train me on, because it was, like, really slow at the time when I started, and they didn't have any official training, like, for me. It was me and another guy that started. He actually worked for the company already, but he was changing positions, and then I was just brand new. So, I thought I was doing well with my training and everything, but I could tell, like, that the team, because it was a small team, it's like 3 people that were in the office, 1 person that was working from home, and it seemed like, that they would smile in my face, like, they were happy that I was there and stuff, but I would notice, like, if I didn't come to them and ask them for stuff to train me on, they wouldn't say anything. Like, and I would notice, like, they would be walking, like, when I come in, they would be walking. One of them would be walking behind me or whatever, just not necessarily on purpose, but just, how you in passing in the hallway or something like that. And unless they knew that I saw them, they wouldn't say anything. They wouldn't say good morning, hey Tamoka, how you doing, nothing. So I had this weird vibe going on with them. So I really didn't feel welcome too much. So anyway, that's January, February, March, the pandemic hit in Florida, and March 12th I went to work, got off of work, was on my way to, I think I was at Walmart, just getting ready to get out of my car, when I received a phone call from my, like, management team and everybody. They all were on a conference call, and they were like, basically, we were calling you to let you know that we're gonna have to terminate you as of today. And I'm like what the like, what do you mean? I'm like, okay, why? Can I ask why? What? Oh, it just wasn't a good fit. But why wasn't it a good fit? Like, who said why? Like, what did I do? Give me a chance to defend myself if I did anything wrong or whatever, or even if it wasn't, if I didn't mesh well with the team or whatever, even though they made it sound weird. Because even y'all, let me tell you, one of the guys, even, they knew I was actually going to relocate to West Palm Beach, and they knew that, like, the team knew that, everybody knew that, my supervisor knew that, everybody. And even one of my coworkers, one of the guys that were on the team that was training me, he took me to his house, on our lunch break one day to show me, his apartment, because I was trying to find an apartment or a house that was gonna, in my price range, because West Palm Beach is high as hell, but one that was gonna fit, my family size, because not only did I have, well, actually at the time my parents weren't living with me yet, so it was just, me and my kids and their dad somewhat. So I was trying to find a place, and he, took me to his so I can see, the inside, and he was telling me how large it was, whatever, and the price that he paid, and it was actually reasonable. So I was like, oh, okay. I was thinking about applying there. And then to be blindsided like that, I was like, well, dang, like, it was just very weird. So anyway, March 12th, my job ended. I actually came back home that night. I packed my car up with the little stuff I had. Well, half of my stuff. I had to turn around and make another trip that next day to get the rest of my stuff. Came back to my hometown, Yulee, or not my hometown. My hometown is actually Jacksonville, but right now we live in Yulee, outside of Jacksonville, which I love living here. Anyway, so yeah. So now I'm without a job, and during the pandemic and all this. But even after that happened, I was blessed all of 2020 to still have work, even though it was, temporary work, contract work. So I worked for, see, in March, I was laid off. Then I got unemployment up until May when I started working with Humana, and that ended in July, and then I started working with another company, and then that one ended in September, and then I started working with another company, in which I loved, absolutely loved this job, and everything was remote. It was working from home, and I started working there, and that was from October to January of this year. This last job, y'all, it was through a hiring agency or temporary agency, for an insurance company, and it was for medical underwriting, and I loved this job, and I put my all into this job. I really wanted this job to go permanent, but it just did not. And I was calling myself manifesting it and just speaking it out there into the universe. This is what I wanted. I wanted this job to go permanent, and it didn't. January 7th, they just ended me abruptly as well, even though, I knew that it was getting closer, because it was supposed to go until, I think, the end of January. But they ended it early, and a lot of people were, terminated early. But I was like, I had a good rapport with the on-site so-called, supervisors, and I thought, at least, dang, y'all could have gave me a heads up, hey, today's gonna be your last day, or tomorrow's gonna be your last day, or whatever. But nobody said anything. All I knew was when I signed off that I could not put my hours in the system. It wouldn't let me log in. I was like, what in the world, am I fired? So I tried to call my recruiter. He wouldn't answer me right then, and then I finally was able to get in. But he called me not too long after that and was like, hey. And I was like, hey, yeah, I was just calling because I couldn't get in, but I'm in now. It's okay. So he was like, well, no, today's your last day. And I was like, dang, really? They couldn't give me a heads up. So that job ended. So since then, of January of this year, I have been applying to jobs like crazy, and I have not been offered a position yet. I was even told of that last job and the job with Humana that, I was eligible to be rehired, and you're one of our best workers, we love your work, blah blah blah, would you want to come back when we do this again? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I just heard from my recruiter about the job that they were hiring again, but I still haven't heard anything like, oh, they want to interview you, they want you to come back, blah blah blah. So the only thing about that is, like I said, my daughter was diagnosed with cancer in February, so that has been a lot to deal with. Then my mom be getting really sick and having to deal with that whole situation. I really honestly can't really work a regular 9-to-5 job, even if it is remote and I am working from home. But at the same time too, I'm the only one, really paying the bills. Like, my parents get income, and I am able to use that to help our, pay our bills and stuff. But I don't want to have to depend on their income for that. And it's not like they make a whole lot anyway. And I just don't want to have to do that. So, but right now, it's like I don't even have a choice. And it's not like I don't want to work. I can't work a traditional job. I can't work like a service job or a customer service job, even, for that matter, because the way my life is set up, I have to be available to my kid, to my parents, whenever they need me, whenever they have doctor's appointments, stuff like that. And I can't work a regular job, missing all those days, having to take them here and there and everywhere. And it's just a lot. It's a lot. My ex, or I don't know, I really don't even know what to call him. But he wasn't working, and then he just started working again. My dog. He just started working again at the job that he had quit, because he quit like back in October of last year from his job because they weren't doing him right. But they've been trying to get him back ever since then. And so he finally went back and he's only been back for like, I think it's gone on 2 weeks that he's been back there working. So, and I just really don't know, because honestly, I told him this to his face, like, if you don't contribute, if you don't help in this situation with us having to move and we have to move, you're not coming with me whenever I do find somewhere to go. You're gonna be on your own, whatever. I don't know where you're gonna go, what you're gonna do, but you're not gonna come with me, because I cannot continue to carry someone who does not want to carry themselves or is not gonna help carry the load. Like, I just can't do that anymore. It is stressful. Like, I am up to here. So that brings me to like the homeless situation. Oh, that isn't even covered. I'm sorry, the homeless situation. So now you know my job history, you know my family history. So this is what happened with the house. Like I said, because I was not working permanently, having steady income anymore, and I was just basically doing what I could to survive, and I pay car note so that I could have a car to get around, because I had to have a car, because where we live, we don't even have buses out here. We live in a rural area. There's no city buses out here. There's no taxis out here either. It's Uber or Lyft. And that's if you can get somebody. So yeah, it's a lot. And so my house has been, like I said, I haven't made a payment since 2018. Okay. And I know that sounds really bad. And I did everything I could. I was going to remodify my loan. I had been trying to remodify my loan for the longest. And when I got the permanent job in West Palm Beach, I had just gotten the approval right before they let me go. Just gotten approval for a remodification where I can start making my payments and stuff on time, and boom, it was gone. So I'm like, okay, God, like what am I supposed to do? And now that's the situation I'm in now. Like, I don't have the credit. I don't have the work history. I don't have the income right now. I don't have any other criteria to qualify for a rental, and definitely not buy a house. I'm in the process of selling my house in a short sale because an investor reached out to me and he wanted to buy my house. So they're buying my house, and he's been helping me. He's trying to help me find a rental as well. And he's like, basically, the only thing that we can do, because of your situation and so unique, is you have to drive around, find a house that's been, houses that are vacant, and get those addresses, send them to me. He's like, I'll call them and find, I'll research them and find out what's going on with them. He's like, and then we'll, find out if they want to, if they can rent to you instead of just letting the house sit vacant. So that's where we are right now. Like, that's all I can do. I can't even really use my parents because they're not in the mind to sign a lease for anything. My mom is bedridden. She can't even go anywhere. Like I said, she can't even think like that. So she can't do it. And I don't have like guardianship or power of attorney over either one of them, which is something that we were trying to do, power of attorney, a while ago. But because you have to have two witnesses at the time and all this kind of stuff, like, we just never got around to doing it, to getting the power of attorney done. And then now she can't do it. I would actually have to go to the courts to get guardianship over her, and God knows how long that's going to take. And then the power of attorney thing, I could probably do it with my dad, but the lawyer told me that he needs a letter from his doctor saying that he is able to understand what he's signing when he signs it, even if he forgets later. So when I went to his primary care doctor, she said that the neurologist, she would have to refer him to a neurologist who would be able to assess that and assess, what level he's at. So that's where we are. And he has an appointment in July, but my house is more than likely we're gonna close sometime between July and August, the end of August. Hopefully at the end of August at the latest, because that gives me more time. But like, I have so much stress right here. I'm so tight because I have my kids depending on me. I have my parents depending on me. And I don't want to fail them. Like, I don't want them homeless. And I don't know where to go or who to turn to. Because I've even looked for, a rental. rentals by owners, and it's like I can't even find those. It's such a horrible time to try and find a rental right now. It's like the investor told me, he was like, in the summer it's just like, oh, actually, him and the real estate agent that he works with, it's like the worst time ever to try and find a rental is during the summertime. Summers and like during the end of the year, like holidays. And because I've hardly had any luck at all, even just finding vacant homes. So I don't know. That's my story, and I'm not looking for a pity party or people feel sorry for me, but I am looking for answers. So if you know of any resources of places that rent to people or give second chances to people and stuff like that, because I mean I don't know what we're gonna do. I do not know. And I mean, I have this feeling that everything is gonna be okay. It's gonna work itself out in the end. But it's just right now, I'm just really, really freaking out. Like, I have knots in my stomach because I'm so stressed. I just wanted to come on here, and I hate that this is my very first video that I'm posting on YouTube, but I mean, it's real, and people are going through real life stuff right now. And you would think like that I don't have any family at all, but I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be a burden to anybody. And as far as like the people that are supposed to be and should be helping me, or should have been helping me, like my siblings, because I'm the youngest child. I'm the youngest child of all my parents' kids. There's 6 of us. And everybody else is older than me. Maybe even more established. And they don't have young kids. Or they don't have kids at all. But all this pressure is on me. And I just feel like I don't have anybody to really talk to about it. I'm only even close to one of my siblings. And she be acting like her life is just falling apart when it's only her that she has to worry about. And a whole house full of people that's depending on me. Don't even know what's going on half the time, so I can't really talk to them about it. And I used to talk to my mom. I can't anymore. She doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't even know where she is half the time. Sometimes I don't even know who I am. So I'm just venting, I guess. I don't know what else to do. I don't know where else to turn to. And please, like, I mean, I don't care what people have to say. Because, I mean, it is what it is. I just need to try and get out of this situation. Like I said, I don't want to be a burden on anybody. I want to try to do this all on my own, but it's like every way that I turn, like my hands are tied Because it's not like I don't want to work. It's not like I haven't tried to work. It's not like I haven't been applying to jobs and stuff. But honestly, it would be hard for me to work like a regular job. And I've been trying to find, side hustle things that I can do like on my own time and stuff. But that stuff kind of takes time and doesn't pay a whole lot. So like having a real income from it, I don't know how much of an income I'm gonna have, but every day I try. I just try. I keep looking. I keep applying, and I'm just a never give up person. Like I'm always gonna try to find a way. I'm always gonna try to, dig myself out of a hole, no matter how much it takes. That's just me. At times I get depressed. I get stressed. I get sad. But at the end of the day, I gotta keep fighting. I gotta keep going. Because I have too many people depending on me. And y'all, for real, on the real, I don't even get like this. I don't even allow myself to feel these emotions, to even go through this, because I feel like, it makes me weak, or, it's kind of counterproductive. But I just had to let it out at some point and have somebody to talk to, because I don't allow myself to feel these things. I don't allow myself to, like, feel these emotions and even break down like this, because I have to keep it together all the time. So I try not to, but lately it's just like everything has just it's getting closer to time, and I'm feeling more and more pressure and more, urgency to do something, but I feel like I'm stuck and I can't do anything. So yeah. This is my unbalanced life. Welcome. And if you watch, this far, I appreciate you and thank you for tuning in. Sorry for such a long video, but I just had to, get that out. And hopefully, somebody who has been through what I'm going through, or going through what I'm going through, you can help by, giving some tips or advice of how I can find a place, and also maybe my story can motivate someone else to know that you're not alone in your struggles, whatever your struggles may be. I have a lot going on, a lot, and I'm still here. It's hard, but it's not impossible. All things are possible with God, as long as you have breath in your body. You can continue fighting. I tell myself all the time, you got this, So thank you for letting me share, and I pray that you all be blessed. This will not be the last time that you see me, and hopefully the next time you see me, I'm a lot more cheerful, because I usually am. Like, I'm usually a person that's always smiling, always, chipper, and try to be, but it's just sometimes, man, I'm telling you, like, life gets, it gets you down. But when it gets you down, you just get back up. So have a blessed day, and I will see you guys again.